we're not allowed to talk to Morgan Newton or to Will Fiddler this week, nor are we allowed to watch practice. So we thought we'd go for some insight. We just go to the house. We'd go to Indianapolis, and we're talking with Dr. John Newton. Dr. Newton, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Hey, I'm happy to be here with you guys.
What I know you've talked to Morgan. What's going on with practice? Are they splitting the reps evenly? What's he told you about, the way things are going right now?
Well, Rich Brooks wouldn't let me talk to him. He wouldn't let y'all talk to him. He wouldn't let him talk to me. No, I'm just joking with you.
I was like, man, Rich is tightening up, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty good if he can make that happen. He's in pretty good spirits right now. From what I hear is that I hear what you all hear, and from what I hear from Morgan is that both of the guys are working out and splitting the reps and that kind of thing. I think they each bring something a little bit different to the game, and of course Morgan's been sitting on the sidelines just chomping at the bit, ready to get in and do some things to try to help this team win.
What has Morgan given you any insight as to which way they might be leaning?
Well, no. If you talk to kids and you kind of listen to him, he thinks that he has an even shot, and I know you all would like for me to kind of give you more about it, but I would hate to say something that goes the other direction, because this is sort of a test week to see who's really going to shine. He did text me yesterday morning and said that he thought he did real well in practice, and I took that to mean that he was able to accomplish the goals that they had for him. Now, he didn't really mention much about Fiddler, but from texting and back and forth and a little bit of talking, that's what I was able to gather.
Dr. Newton, this is Chip. We've talked about Morgan's demeanor in the past. I mean, it's an awful tough environment. If he does start, or even if he doesn't start, if he plays, it's a tough situation. It would seem to be for a true freshman to go on the road in the SEC and run the team. But Morgan seems like he's got a different kind of demeanor. Could you talk about that, and how do you think mentally he'll fare in that under those circumstances?
Well, I've been around him for about 18 years now, and he's been a pretty exceptional kid in the fact that Morgan doesn't have a conscience when it comes to playing ball. The only thing he wants to do is to win. He wants to outdo the opponents. In basketball, he takes on the best player as far as defense, and he's been able to shut some of the best guys down. In football, he's going to try to outrun everybody. I know you guys haven't been to practice, but I was there a couple of days this summer, and he still does the things he usually does. He wants to win every sprint, not just barely win them. He wants to win by far, and that's what he prides himself on. He's a fierce competitor, and I know you all would find this hard to believe. The kid doesn't have any fear. I mean, I saw something somewhere on one of the things where they had the bear fighting the cougar. Hell, he could get in there and try to fight both of them if he thought he could win. And he's a tough kid. He's going to, if he gets knocked down, he's going to get back up. The one thing I would say is if he has an opportunity to get in a game and he gets warmed up and gets the flow going, there's going to be some fireworks. There's going to be some excitement. He has a way of involving many of the receivers in the game, and he has this mindset of the game where if you're going to come at him, he's going to try something different. And his business about he is a great athlete. He's 6'4" and a half, 220 pounds, and he runs 4.5 and a 40. I'm not lying. I've seen him steal bread out of the kitchen and never even see him go in the kitchen. So I'm telling you, I know him, his dad, but if you look back, he had a great high school year. It took his team 3 years to a state championship on his back. and I guarantee you he'll be worth a few points to the University of Kentucky.
John, this is Greg, and just talking to you a little bit yesterday, I'm kind of curious who's more nervous this week right now, you or Morgan?
Well, his mother is more nervous. You know, I go, and I tell you this, Greg, you know, I get, you know, I can't say we're not nervous, but his mother's more nervous than anybody. But I feel comfortable and feel confident from talking to him that he feels really good. He's been studying the game from the sidelines. I think I may have said something to you guys the other day. We were talking about the crowd at South Carolina, and I was there, and I asked him right after the game. I said, you know, Morgan, they were saying that the crowd was going to be, you know, and I was expecting something really huge. And he says, Dad, you know, when I'm on the field, I don't even hear that stuff. I'm focused on trying to do what I have to do. He said, I was a little bit let down, too, because I thought they were going to be climbing over and running on the field and doing all kinds of things. So when you mention about being nervous, I'm telling you, if you talk to him, there's no nervousness there, and I think that's one of the best assets for an athlete, and he'll be pretty cool in the game. You're not going to see much emotions one way or another, other than trying to outdo the opponent.
Dr. Newton, it's Chip again. You know, we all know Morgan has a reputation as a dual threat. You know, great athlete, 6'4", 220, runs the 4.5. But for those of us who haven't seen him in person, and I'd be one of those, I've seen videos. I saw the ESPN game. Where is he right now as a passer? You know, a lot of times, you know, you see these guys, and you know, people, you know, say that, you know, right now he can run and do this. But where's Morgan at as far as a pure passer?
Well, I can tell you that Morgan is a student of the game, and he'll do whatever it takes, whatever's necessary to make a play. He can drop the ball in a basket about 50 yards. He can throw it on a rope wherever it needs to be. The guys have got to get to it, and he can get it close to them. He can put it in places that most folks can't put it, and he would say that. I think a lot of times folks can't get past his athleticism as far as running the ball, but he threw for 2,000 yards last year and ran for 1,600 and threw for close to 40 touchdowns. So can he throw the ball? Well, yeah, he can make the plays. I think the guys are going to love it because he's going to try to get them all involved. They need to be on their toes. It's sort of like a no-look pass. If you look up, the ball is going to be right where it needs to be. He just needs to get warmed up, get used to that speed right away, and then he's going to put it where he needs to put it. He could throw the ball 80 yards, so he can put it down the field. The key would be if somebody can go down there and get it. He's never had a problem with throwing the ball. He's got had some great mentors as far as throwing the ball. A former teammate of mine, Doug Williams, out of
Hello, Dr. Newton. Dr. Newton, this is Leonard Burris, former UK player. And I was wondering, what advice, if Morgan is to start against Auburn, what advice would you give him heading into this game?
Well, I've given him some already. I told him to get the film and the tapes, look at as much stuff as he can look at on these guys. The key to this is to try to do it the way the coaches want him to do it, not so much trying to take it on himself, and I think he'll be just fine. You just need to add a little spice to it. The coach is going to give you so much, and then you're going to have to add a little spice to it to make some of these things work. One of the other advices I gave him, I said he needs to, on the leadership piece of it, and I think he's done this, he needs to talk to every receiver that's out there and have them confident that if that ball gets close, they need to snatch it. And if and as far as the running backs, you need to talk to them and say, hey, look, you guys have got to break it. If you see a crease, you got to take it and go with it. So my tips have been on the leadership piece of it, to get the other guys involved and try to take this team to the next level if he's given the opportunity.
Dr. Newton, we appreciate you joining us.
Hey,
And
what's that noise? What's that noise I hear? Do you hear it? The drum?
no, I'm not hearing anything. That would
That's
be
the drum- that's the
Leonard. That would be
drum-
Leonard beating his chest over here.
That's the
He's a
drum
proud-
for victory down in Auburn. That's
Oh,
what it
okay.
is.
Hey,
There
hey,
you go.
You got the folks in the chat room fired up, Dr. Newton. I'll tell you that right now, man.
Hey, I'm fired up myself. I'm ready to go out there and run a few yards myself. I can't wait. I'm taking my whole family down there, and we're gonna be ready to go play ball. Let's go for it.